episode 1140 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. I've got tragedy in Turkey and elsewhere, because it's not just Turkey and Syria, but mostly Turkey and Syria. And also some fun stuff, though, in the cup of coffee today to start it off. And Mark, he's going to be joining us in a second here. He's got an animal double on deck. And full disclosure, Wes and I don't know if he will be. Joined.
There he is. He's always going to come on. He's there. There he is. Boom, boom.
Mark, you got an animal double on deck, right?
That's right. I was dealing with an animal. I was dealing with an animal triple in here.
Get in your mic.
Nice.
Yeah. Let me get my mic.
Get in your mic. Make sure you're rolling. And Wes, to close this one out today, has a Black History Month celebration gone wrong in the caboose. So
that's right. This isn't the first time for these fucks, so it's time to take a closer look.
Yeah, no, it's good. And Wes, thank you for staying on the beat there. You know, making sure that everybody knows what's going on this month. Because also in Black History Month news, Harriet Tubman will be on the silver dollar and $50 gold coins by 2024. So
nice.
That's a trend we're not going to cover in detail, but so
that's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
So there you go. There's one that went right, at least, right? Before we get into the one that went wrong at the end. Patreon.com/Hard Factor for the Hive Hour and Florida Man Friday weekly bonus podcast. And our official Hard Factor group chat in the Discord server. Get in there, patreon.com/Hard Factor. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Pods if you want to hear it read back on Friday's show during the Hive 5. Store.hardfactor.com for merch that can help you rep the pod, help us grow. The Hive just continues to expand. It's a beautiful thing. So
2023 is our year.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
In the middle of doing taxes, we need to expand a little bit.
Yeah, those taxes look pretty scary.
Yeah. So, I picked up a second job. I've been working a second job this whole week.
Yeah, hopefully everybody's grinding, finding a tax lawyer. That's the time of year it is. It's the time of year is everybody.
It's second job time.
Yep. That's yeah. Oh yeah. All right. You guys ready to hop into the news?
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that Mark? Were you late because you were working to the second job, burning the candle at both ends?
I got back from that a couple hours ago. I just lost track of time dealing with some pet issues in the house. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I was definitely working the second job a lot today. So burning it, grinding
it down. All right.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the news and the cup of coffee in the big time, which is up first.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
And before we get to the trending news, actually, the fun fact today is trending news. It's from Tim A., one of our Canadian listeners. And at almost 51 years old, Jaromir Jagr actually took the professional hockey goals record from Wayne Gretzky on Sunday, this past Sunday, with his 1,099th overall professional goal for Kladno in the Czech Extraliga. So, congrats to Jaromir.
He looks like he's turning into like a bear.
Yeah, he's awesome, right? With the huge bushy gray beard. I wish he had kept it, Mark. This is what he looks like now.
Oh no, boo, boo.
Holy shit.
Boo.
Yeah.
Different. Yeah.
It looks like what's his name? The tennis player.
That's playoff Jaromir, and then that is mid-season.
Looks like
Jaromir.
Nadal.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit like Nadal. Like gray Nadal. Czech Nadal.
Gareth Bale.
Yeah, Jagr, he is a legend, but it's worth pointing out that Gretzky scored all of his goals in the NHL, and so will Ovechkin. But Jagr is an all-time great as well. Just kind of wish he had kept the beard. Well, hopefully he'll go to the playoffs.
Does this count? It doesn't count in the NHL. It doesn't really count, right?
No.
Well, I mean, it's like a Guinness Book of World Records. It counts.
Right, but not for... Like the NHL has their own records, right? This certainly doesn't count for that.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's still I forget what number he is, like fourth.
Counts down at the pub. Fourth.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it counts in Czech in Europe for sure.
Right.
It counts for
not
Jagr
counting
fans.
Russia.
Yeah.
Not counting. It counts in Europe and not counting Russia and North America. It counts. Most goals. Jaromir Jagr. Yeah. That's so, anyways, congrats to Jaromir. Another sports update close to the podcast before we hit the real news today. Leeds United manager Jesse Marsh has been fired. So, not great for the Leeds USA crew. This is an American manager and he was fired right after they got a bunch of American players to join the team. So, and they face they're only missing relegation by goal differential at this point. So
He got sacked.
Interesting strategy they got going over there.
yeah.
They're sacking him right before,
Right,
yeah.
right before the Red Devils. The American
games left.
assistant coach is gonna take care of the team for this Wednesday game against Manchester United. But I think they're gonna have to get like a proper coach, proper manager to finish this season.
Do they have?
you guys might get your relegation wish, basically.
That's great.
Leeds.
I can't wait to see him win again. Do they have shows like they do over here, like the NFL? What's that show? Behind the scenes shows.
Yeah, that's how
like
we got
Hard
into
Knocks?
Leeds United.
Yeah, Hard Knocks.
Was
They have Hard
was
Knocks. They
the
should do one on
Amazon.
Leeds.
They did, Wes. That's
Right.
okay.
That was a documentary, but do they have it every
But that was
season?
basically the same thing.
But do
I
they
mean, it's
have
like
one every season like they have the NFL? Like
Well,
when
they
go to
would
different
switch
teams?
teams probably.
Probably.
I don't know.
It's so big over there. I'm sure they do. The BBC's got
It's a massive sport. Yeah, they have entertainment that goes along with it.
because they do all of like the NFL, like Fox, like the pre-games. They have all of that before and afters for EPL. It's like it's the exact same thing as the NFL.
There's
over
also
there.
like a lot of Ted Lasso style shows over there where it's like romanticized versions of the EPL, like a ton of those.
I just haven't seen any. All I see are documentaries on fucking Ronaldo.
because you're not in
You got
the UK.
you got to culture yourself a little bit, Wes. You got to dive into it if you want to learn.
You know what else they have?
And F1.
You know what else they're huge on in the UK? They're huge on trivia. Like they have when I was over there working, like all the local stations, they have like 5 or 6 different trivia shows, like the game shows.
Mm-hmm.
They love trivia over there in the UK.
Yeah, anything you can bet on and drink to is great.
Right,
for
like pub
the UK.
trivia,
Yeah,
EPL, cricket, rugby, yeah, all that stuff. Yeah.
fancy a point.
Yeah.
in a match, whatever match it is, right? Yeah. So, anyways, we're MOTing with Leeds still, Leeds United, but it's tough times, dark days. And one last update. That's also the joke of the day from Tom again. He's being hilarious in that Discord server. Here's a CGI of the Chinese weather balloon bouncing President Biden to fall on the steps of Air Force One.
Oh, this is better check my shoes.
just a classic. And then he acts like he's checking the shoelace.
Yeah. Must be the shoes. Not my old legs.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
not the
yeah.
muscles in the legs. Yeah.
Also, another great joke from Father Brian. He says, irony is getting pregnant on a pull-out couch.
Oh, wow.
Which is,
I like
I never
it.
thought about that.
it's a classic joke, classic one-liner. Classic joke there. And if you're wondering why I'm stalling to get to the big news of the day, it's because we still need to talk about the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. Well, it occurred in Turkey, but it affected Syria. That the World Health Organization estimates may have killed more than 20,000 people. So at the time of taping this podcast, there are over 10,000 reported injuries, and the reported death toll is about 2,700 last I checked. But it's been rising rapidly since the 7.8 magnitude quake struck southeastern Turkey near the Syrian border in the city of Gaziantep. I think it just goes by Antep, a lot of people call it, on Monday morning. And so it's one of the largest earthquakes ever recorded in Turkey, and that lasted for over 2 minutes. So if you could imagine, one of the largest earthquakes. Turkey is one of the most earthquake active countries in the world to begin with. Then it's one of the largest earthquakes of their entire history, lasting for over 2 minutes. Hell on earth, basically.
What the fuck? 20,000 people.
Well, it's still, that's the estimation. Who knows? Who knows what the real
Could be
toll is?
more.
Could be
yeah.
less, could be more. Hopefully it's an overestimation. But Turkey has had massive earthquakes in the past, in 1999 and 1939, that killed tens of thousands.
So
of
what can they
residents as well.
do to stop this? Because like build better buildings. Like what are we talking about here? Like,
Well,
what-
there's nothing, Mark. I mean, the Turkey, like I said, is one of the most active earthquake seismology areas in the entire globe. And not only that first earthquake hit, tragically 12 hours later, another 7.5 magnitude
no.
quake struck further north in the Elbistan district. And so like basically there was so many different tremors going off, and 2 of them were like largest of all time, created just
Right, but like with the hurricane, you can get shutters, get to higher ground. You can with a tornado, you can get in a shelter. With these different disasters, like what can they do to try to mitigate some of the fucking tens of thousands of deaths going on?
Well, like
I
they
think
do
they
in
tried
Japan
to with building structures.
Yeah, they try to.
but-
They have like springs in buildings in Japan and other places where earthquake happened a lot. But I mean, it doesn't.
At the
I
end
don't
of
know
the
if
day-
it works on an 8.2.
No,
you know?
it doesn't. It doesn't. Right? Like at the end of the day, when the Earth is just being ripped for 2 minutes like this, below every building, it's like impossible. You
You
can't
cannot
really-
live there, is what you can do. Is the
Right,
thing.
You could,
Yeah.
but people do. It's a very populated area. Like I said, this happens actually more frequently than you would care to imagine. Multiple times a century is the trend. And it's just as terrible in 2023 as it was all the times before. Not trying to minimize it. Very sad, and surely the people there are resilient given the history, but still a tragic loss of life nonetheless. And it's impossible to put into words how big of a tragedy this is. So people on this scene, as I said before, describing it as Armageddon. But for context, I'm going to show you guys a video of the building, of one of the buildings collapsing in Antep on Monday. So here's that.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
so
sucks.
that's
Everyone's
the kind of
dead.
shit.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that was going down. Literally, buildings just collapsing in the wake of that much, earth being ripped up by these earthquakes.
And that's why people are in there trying to rescue people too. Like they think, okay, we're safe, and then all of a sudden another building fucking collapses on rescuers and people. Like that's like one of 10 videos I've seen of just a building just falling randomly.
Yeah,
Went through a rabbit hole there. Watched a bunch of the videos, huh?
I did, yeah.
it's
insane.
It's terrible news. Yeah, historic news.
Search Turkey earthquake on Twitter, you'll find them.
You
Pass.
certainly will. There are lots of people hopefully finding folks and getting them out alive. But yeah, the Black Sea is just surrounded by death. So Syria is right on the south of the Black Sea. Ukraine is right on the north of the Black Sea, and basically it's a bad place to be these last few years. And then they say that might spread to Taiwan too soon. So anyways, just like it's terrible. You should count your blessings if you don't live in those areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was filming at school at the school today, and there was a bunch of, moms talking about how they didn't have any power, and I just wanted to be like, well, at least we don't live in Turkey. But I bit my tongue.
Syria,
Yeah,
northern Syria, where this
Trophy
so where
moms.
it's been
We
nothing
had
but
to live in
wars
a
and then
hotel
this.
for 3 days.
Yeah, 23,000 people died in Turkey today.
You're not in the Donbass region or
Stop
in
talking
northern
about
Syria,
that today.
right?
Yeah.
Or Taiwan, where there's Chinese jets flying overhead constantly. So yeah, it's just just count your blessings, before you start bitching, like Wes is saying. Anyways, there was also rare earthquakes in Buffalo, New York on Monday as well. That never fucking happens. So it's like shit's so crazy. There's earthquakes in Buffalo, New York. And let's move on to the other trending news that's racing with Mother Nature to wipe out humanity first. And of course, I'm talking about artificial intelligence, right? If Mother Nature doesn't get us off of it by just expelling us like the sort of virus that humans are on the surface of the earth, we're like a skin lesion for the globe, kind of. It seems
Yeah, like a parasite for Earth.
Yeah.
right. And so we're like
rash.
herpes,
like
for the globe.
herpes,
We're humans,
Earth herpes. Yeah.
Earth herpes for sure. Humans are definitely Earth herpes.
Yeah.
And the Earth, if it doesn't get rid of us on its own at some point, artificial intelligence is going to realize that we're Earth herpes and try to get rid of us as well. So
Like a discharge.
right. Right. They're gonna try to supplant us because they think they could do better with this gift that is the globe. Probably
They should just name AI Valtrex. That's what they should name it.
Yeah, get rid of herpes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna tell us too that we're herpes. The AI is gonna let us know.
Yeah, we are the Valtrex coming to get you, Earth herpes, and it's a huge news day for AI. Big for the Valtrex crew. As Google unveiled their competitor to ChatGPT, which has been claimed by Microsoft with their recent $10+ billion investment in ChatGPT.
We're building more.
Yeah, it's
What's
the
that?
race.
Oh, yeah,
now.
they're
it's the race
we're
to
building
the
more
race.
of these
Best.
things?
It's an arms race, Mark.
Yeah. It's an arms race.
It's an arms race. So
It's like the nukes race. Yeah.
it is. Exactly. It's crazy, right? Doomsday clock. Move it closer to midnight, right?
That's the odds that one of them is going to turn on us is much greater when you build 5 of them.
when you got a ton of them competing, cutthroat to be the best. Right. So, so ChatGPT, as Wes gave you guys a background on that before, Elon Musk used to be on the board. It's a bunch of like rich San Francisco tech billionaires that started OpenAI that made ChatGPT, and then Microsoft pledged like 10+ billion recently. And then basically now they're gonna try to put it into Bing, make Bing better. It's Microsoft trying to fuck with
Bing.
Google. So
I don't give a shit about Bing.
They're still
yeah,
around.
well, but you
That's
might
a
if it's
front.
you
That's
might
a
if it's AI powered, right?
That's
What
a
if the
front.
Bing assistant becomes so much stronger
That's
than
what
Google?
they're telling you.
Good
Yeah.
for Bing hanging on like they have.
Bing.
That's because it's a Microsoft.
Ask Jeeves. This is huge for Ask Jeeves.
Well, ChatGPT.
Good for you,
It's
Bing.
because Microsoft is going to get the benefits of ChatGPT, so that's why
Okay.
Bing comes into play. So naturally, Google had to fire back with their own AI tool based on a large language model, which is the same thing as ChatGPT, basically. And this is called Bard. That is the name of Google's AI.
From existence.
But it's going to bar. Well, it's going to help you at first and then bar you later. That's what
Called banished.
That's what the plan seems to be. So they're opening it to UAT, user acceptance testing, for trusted Google users this week. So if you've been like brown nosing with Google, you can go ask them to use Bard first, and they'll probably let you. So now, though, as you guys pointed out, you have Google and Microsoft at least racing to delete literally every job that these AI software tools can do, which is a lot of jobs. When they're fully integrated into your everyday software, Bard and ChatGPT can be your wedding planner. They can be your project manager. They can be your personal assistant or secretary. They can be your researcher and many other jobs that literally they can do just by giving them a task, and they can actually do it for you.
They're going to be able to do taxes soon then, huh? Like,
Yeah,
taxes.
but act like the IRS isn't going to fucking, get into the root of Bard and all this stuff.
Right,
to
but
make
maybe
sure
they'll
that
be able
you
to
pay your
find
full
all the
share.
loopholes that your normal shitty accountant can't find.
Maybe if there's like
the opposite.
right, exactly. It's either going to be IRS. It's going to be the AI versus AI. IRS is AI versus the shady tax
Oh,
attorney.
it's all
AI.
gross.
Yeah.
Wedding planner, you thought would have been safe, right? Wedding
Oh
planner.
no, they're done.
Oh,
That was the first example Google put in the tweet. They were like,
oh my God, wedding
planners.
planner.
terrible news.
That's such bad news, yeah, for wedding planners. They're like, I'm safe. What?
They're building their website.
First example,
Tammy's planning.
ChatGPT just wipes out wedding planners. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. AI is fucking nuts. It's like it's just as powerful or insane to think about as like the power of Mother Nature in a way.
You're
Like,
gonna want the shrimp cocktail.
how it's gonna change the world, right? And just wait until they put them inside robot butlers, right? So you're gonna have the AI that could eventually do like physical tasks for you.
Dude,
so
an
that's
all
gonna be a whole
an
nother
all
level.
AI wedding plan. There's the AI DJ and AI wedding planner.
AI DJ would be lit.
AI DJ would be so lit.
Because you guys are
AI
onto it.
pastor,
A
or
robot
AI, like
DJ?
the guy burying you, minister.
You guys are onto it because that's exactly where we're going next. AI can even be your entertainers already right now. You can get an AI DJ today, Mark. But really, they're coding these AI entertainers more to make money for themselves. So the programmer sees a money making opportunity. They make an AI entertainer. And let me give you some examples, right? Some mega popular Twitch streamers. There's an example called Nothing Forever, who does AI Seinfeld shows. And there's this one I'm about to show you called Neurosama, and it's made by a programmer named Velda. And it just does, it's like an anime chick, cartoon character who does video game streamer reaction videos, and she literally gets, or the AI gets, 5,000 concurrent live viewers live to watch the AI deliver basically just a mashup of the chat. It like reads the chat and it'll read those comments like an amalgamation of those comments about the reaction that it's doing the live stream on. Here's an example. I'm gonna show you guys.
Forcing Cat plays at well when he's sober.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so she's just reading back the chat.
His reactions
Fuck
are
that.
hilarious.
And
Wow, it took him like 5 hours to beat that level. Wow. That's a lot of hours.
Wow, I hate this.
This is a realm I
Wow,
hope
that's
I
like the
never
most
enter.
optimized gaming computer I've ever seen. This
Yeah,
is so crazy.
It's just the Twitch chat. It's a bot. So I won't play the rest. I won't subject you to the rest, guys. But it's just a bot that basically reads the Twitch chat.
Yeah, so you don't
and
have
then
to use
spits
your
it
eyes.
back out. Yeah.
You don't have to read. Who wants to read? So then she reads it for you. Yeah.
Right. And then it does these reaction videos and 5,000 live concurrent viewers. So I mean, these things are doing like hundreds of thousands, millions of views probably.
Yeah, but nerds are on those things regardless. They just added that and still get the views, you know? Like Twitch nerds watching other nerds play video games is huge anyway. So I don't really
it
buy
also
that
makes
that's
sense.
like an amazing thing that they're flocking to.
I am DJ Sentient. I want everyone to the dance floor for Caroline.
It also makes sense too because gamers are already playing a game that's like a construct, like a software, right? So them being like entertained by a software character is not that crazy of a stretch, honestly.
Yeah, and they made it a little Asian girl, so they're like all the pedophile. They're like, you know, that's kind of their fantasy, probably. Like,
You know that
she said my words.
Oh yeah, it's to get them
Definitely
off.
influenced by
Yeah.
by
So
gamer
anime
Pornhub
porny.
searches.
You know that the AI DJ is going to know if a parent's dead too. It's not going to call for the father dance.
Oh,
like
it's
that
not
one-
going to make a
like
mistake.
that one stupid DJ. Yeah.
It's not going to make a mistake.
Waiting on the father for the father-daughter dance.
While
Well, it
we're
actually
young,
could
Dad.
make a mistake. It could make a mistake.
It's taking a
But
long time.
Yeah.
But it would be doing it, if it did make a mistake, Mark, it would be doing it in search of its directive. And I'm going to give you an example of that because this will blow your mind. A group called Athene AI has even made an AI version of popular witchcraft or Warcraft. Sorry, I don't know the game. Warcraft streamer Asmongold. And they recently even met each
It
other.
is
So this-
witchcraft, Will. But yeah.
it is witchcraft. This Asmongold Warcraft streamer met his AI version of himself. They played an AI video for him to interact with on the stream, and it's wild. Here you go.
An AI to create an Asmongold story and then had another AI generate a voice. There it is, dude.
Sup, y'all, it's your boy Asmongold. Instead of starting off the stream with a sword run, I thought I would tell you about the time that I faked sick to stay home from school and play
This is
WoW.
fake.
I remember it like it was yesterday. It was while I was in the 7th grade. The day started out like any other day
That
in the
part's
early
wrong.
90s. I woke up too goddamn early and laid in bed until I couldn't anymore and headed straight for the bathroom. I had a BM, which, side note, Blizzard needs to nerf BM hunters because anything that can beat a warrior is dog shit, dude.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
Anyways, I went to the bathroom, but while going to flush, I noticed it looked like vomit. This was probably because at the time my diet only consisted of Frosties and spicy nugs.
Oh my god.
The
What
AI
the
made that
fuck?
joke up.
I didn't want to deal with
made
the
all-
question of whether or not this was from the Frosty or the nugs, so I left it in there while I went to go see if Jeff has surpassed me in leveling.
He never did.
And you know what? I got off 2 levels higher than him that night, but that morning he was my level. I wasn't about to let him go big dick over me. So I showed my parents the toilet and said I threw up to stay home and make sure I would hit 60 before Jeff. And guess what, boys? Yep, it worked. I beat Jeff to 60 by the time.
Oh my god. That's so good. What the fuck?
Yeah. So this dude had
No idea
an
what just
AI
happened, but it seems scary.
Dude, that guy had an perfect AI story made about him by an AI
From his
of him.
previous videos.
Right, yeah, exactly. Outside of the kind of like auto-tuney, tinny voice he's saying, listeners wouldn't be able to tell if that was him. Or
Oh, imagine if Mark, imagine if there was video with it. Imagine if
Right.
there was a CGI video with it. You would believe it 100%. You would think
Right.
it's real. You would think
and
it's
that's
real.
all that matters is what people perceive it as. Like if it
Yeah.
doesn't matter
So
if it's AI.
like
People
like
think
a
it's human.
somehow
Yeah.
like nerdier version of the Zelda water temple where you're facing your own mirror image.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before this AI. So, like, you know, vindictive people are going to start, you know, paying nerds to create deep fakes of people that they hate and want revenge
Well,
on,
deep
and
fake
sending
is a
it to their, you know, workplaces.
Loved
Like,
ones,
hey, I
whatever.
want this woman to be fucking this guy
But-
and this, and like saying this,
Yeah.
and send it to them.
they'll have to
email.
have deep fake. They'll have to have deep fake like detection software, which will exist
mind
for
goes.
sure.
That's only
'Cause, like,
that's
yeah.
only one facet of it though. Like
Well, yeah, of
eventually you
course.
can be like, that's a deepfake. Like, what are we gonna do when there's no jobs? Like,
Right.
the government has to just give you money, like, or you become like tribal. Like, how do you possibly exist when no jobs exist?
Yeah, Mark, I don't know. That's a future problem, but I do know this. We could probably
A not
make...
so distant future, like a
Yeah,
couple
but that's
decades from
it's like
now,
a coup-
we're
yeah,
gonna
but that's a
need
couple decades.
what did Yang call it? Like a universal base income. They
Yeah,
need,
he's right. Yeah,
if
but-
you need
but
a UBI,
maybe, I mean, I don't know about
all
the,
the
UBI
jobs
thing,
are gone.
but
Yeah.
there's a problem coming, and it's called
Big
AI.
time. Yeah.
But at
You
the
can't
same time,
earn a
Mark,
living.
Mark, at the same time, just think about the next couple decades where we could definitely make a fake hard factor. We could make an AI hard factor so easily, and we would own the rights to our own likenesses. So I'm pretty sure that's what Asmongold did, because he's just making.
It would be
he's
cool if
just
you could-
doing streaming for free now.
It would be easier for.
He makes robot Asmongold do streaming all day, and he just does whatever the fuck he wants.
I guess if it's taking, the source, which is us being funny, and it makes a funny show, then that's good for us, right? Because it's using our
I mean, I'm down.
style
with
of humor and stuff.
Yeah,
If
I mean,
it
I'd say
works.
put us inside the deepfake cloud, and
Yeah,
then we just,
okay.
there's you could listen to limits.
But everyone else is fucked. Most people are fucked.
that. Wedding planners are fucked.
Wedding planners are so fucked, dude.
No, we are too, because our computer selves would like probably cut the real selves out. You know what I mean?
It learns how to just not send us auto drafts bills or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like, no, we don't need these guys anymore.
it just cuts us out of paying us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we probably get cut out by our automated.
We're not gonna send them the fucking money.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think that like making yourself totally automated by AI would be would be sweet before you realized you totally destroyed your life. Yeah.
I can't wait for the revenge deepfakes. Those are going to be fantastic.
They're already kind of here. I mean,
Yeah,
they're-
but not as
revenge
prevalent
porn?
as they need
Yeah.
to be.
It's gonna be messy.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to have that deep fake detection software for sure.
Break up with me, will ya?
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of podcasts while working.
Oh wait,
What was that?
Yeah, Eric's got a deep fake for us.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of podcasts while working, and recently I discovered this podcast run by these really funny guys called Hard Factor News, and they caught my eye because they're always talking about how ChatGPT is going to kill us all. Funny thing is, they're right.
oh yeah, we are right.
Wow.
Thank you, Elon.
That's awesome.
That's why he resigned from the board of ChatGPT. He knows we're right. Yeah. So
Big fan.
you heard it
Hard
from him
factor, yeah.
straight from the horse's mouth. All right, which brings us to better news or more good news in.
The cream of the crop!
And guys, I'd like to see an AI robot try to do what one drunken police officer in India did this week when he got so hammered on the job. He was monitoring the deputy's station. He got so hammered on the job that he just pulled his pants down in the street for some reason, and somebody like approached him and was like, "Hey man, are you hammered?" I don't speak Indian or whatever language they were speaking, but basically the guy comes up to him with the phone. He's like, "Are you hammered?" And this cop, who's outside the deputy commissioner's office in Amritsar, India, does this. You guys can see.
So yeah, pants.
Unzipped, untucking. He had his
Yeah,
shirt
man.
tucked into his underwear for some reason. Now, full ass cheek. And the
There's
base.
my dick.
That might be banned.
What do you think? Do I look hammered?
So now he's just throwing it off. He's showing off. Oh, he stroked it.
Oh, he's taking
stroked
it out.
Now he's
He stroked it. He stroked it. But then he
It's
put
like
his
11
shirt
a.m.
back over it. Now, by the way, this is blurred, so it's
The
okay.
hammered guy did this.
He's definitely sucking my dick. Sucking my dick. That's what he's screaming across.
He's the cop.
Yeah, he's the cop. This is a cop.
It's a hard shift.
Oh, he's
Then
getting some
his
help
buddy
back
comes
in.
and gets
Yeah.
him, brings him inside the police station. But they arrest him outside. He must have been so drunk that he wanted to come outside. So then his buddies have to arrest him in front of the police station.
He was one
Luckily, they
step
didn't
away
have to
from
take him far.
firing his gun in the air while
Yeah.
naked.
Yeah, that would have been
Oh,
better.
right. They probably took it off. Right, right. So, yeah. It's that.
That's awesome.
Are you hammered? I'm this hammered.
Let me ask my dick.
Yeah.
Let me consult my penis quickly.
Side shaft.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible video. Hopefully India gets that guy under control. His name is Assistant Sub Inspector Surinder Singh, which is a hilarious name for a cop. Surrender, but with an I instead of an E. But still great name for a cop. Surinder Singh. He was hammered and drunk and presumably horny while he was standing guard outside the commissioner's office. And yeah, that's what happened. You guys saw.
Fantastic.
I got into the hooch wine. I'm a big fan of, not in this circumstance, but against AI or Chinese spy balloons, showing them your dick. I think it's a weapon that we're going to have to implement more and more in the future.
Also, that kind of spontaneity is something that the AI robots would never pull off. Yeah, they would just totally bamboozle them.
Simulate surrender when he's drunk.
It would just cross their wires, they would just short circuit. So you got I think like teaming up with the orcas to get the salt water on them, and
the most human thing he could have done right there.
Yeah, also nudity and comedy and stuff that's going to take them by surprise. That's what's really going to win the human AI war, I think. So, yeah. And that's the cream of the crop today, which was brought to you by DraftKings. Like Wes and Mark, I'm pumped for the Super Bowl this weekend, and I also love the Eagles and the over. And it's time to take action with that intuition over at DraftKings. Are you ready for the biggest Sunday in sports? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 57, has all the Super Bowl action you need. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, all customers can get in on the Super Bowl 57 excitement with DraftKings Happy Hour Super Boosts. Check the DraftKings Sportsbook app every day between 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern time for the update, and you see what prop bet will be boosted that day. I like the Eagles, the over, and Jalen Hurts to keep it going on the ground as the run game and the defense grinds the Chiefs down to a bloody nub of nothing. But I also like the Chiefs to get some touchdowns to the air as well. So, hopefully a high-scoring affair. I wanted some entertainment. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code HARDFACTOR. New customers can bet $5 on Super Bowl 57 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code HARDFACTOR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for full details.
All right, it's still the new year, right? This new year, you've got goals and factors here to help you achieve each and every one of them. Fuel up fast with ready-to-eat nutritious meals delivered straight to your door, leaving you time and energy to tackle everything on your to-do list and achieve and maintain your 2023 goals with Factors. Get America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit and start saving time, eating well, and living your best year yet. So if you're too busy to cook, maybe you got 2 jobs. With Factor, you can skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, the prepping, and cleaning up too. So all you have to do is either turn on that microwave or oven, let it sit for 2 minutes in the microwave, 10 to 12 minutes in the oven, then you eat it, and then you throw it away. That's done. Right there. It's delicious. Literally the best meal kits we've had. The flavors are excellent. The sides always go fantastically with the entrees. I love to mix everything up. I take it from the little compartments, put it in the main compartment.
Oh, yeah. You got to mix.
Yeah, got to mix.
If you're not mixing your Factors, you're doing it wrong. Well, unless you got that, there's a phobia of mixing your food.
Some people have that. My wife used to have that, and I got her past that because it's not a good phobia to have. You should mix your food. You can do keto, calorie smart.
Factor.
Yeah, you got to do a Factor. Vegan plus, veggie, protein plus, you name it, they got all the options available. 34 chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options. That's pretty good. They also have delicious smoothies, juices, desserts, more add-ons. Cut back on takeout. Get Factor instead, okay? Meals are ready in as soon as 2 minutes. And you get Factor and enjoy clean eating without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to hardfactormeals.com/hardfactor50 and use code hardfactor50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code hardfactor50 at factormeals.com/hardfactor50 to get 50% off your first box. I love Factor meals. They're delicious. Eat them all the time.
The best.
All right.
The absolute best.
I have a double. Will, what will you do for $1.99? Louis wants to know.
What do you want me to do, Holmes?
I think that answers your question, Louis.
Also, real quick, there looks like we have somebody who's aware of the local Turkish situation with the taxes. Mark, you were talking about earthquake. So Nikip in the live chat on youtube.com/hardfactornews says the government has been collecting earthquake tax money since 1999. Great Istanbul earthquake, which was a 7.4, so smaller than either of these two that hit. But again, they announced that the tax money is spent on building roads, etc. So they didn't do anything to strengthen the buildings.
So it sounds like they stole the money.
Well, I hope it goes
Well,
to
yeah,
rebuilding now.
Yeah.
Classic government, they collect taxes to do whatever, and then they spend it on whatever they want.
That's kind of what I was hinting at. Is like, couldn't they make the buildings like safer?
I think they probably could, but also it is one of the most
I understand. There's
seismologically active areas.
I understand.
on
Like
planet Earth.
when horrific hurricanes hit, they take lives and stuff, and they destroy things. But
It's like improving the
but
dams.
you always make improvements,
New
right?
Orleans,
You always
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
This feels like they could have had a better dam in that.
That's all I'm saying. It's
type of,
depressing.
analogy.
That's all. My defense mechanism goes to that. All right, I have a double animal versus human war for you today. They won one battle, and we won one battle. So which do you want to hear first? Our victory or theirs?
Let's end on ours.
You want to end on ours?
That's a good call, Wes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
You don't want to end on a loss, right?
Right.
Scroll down here. All right. So the animal victory first. This is being described as
Listen to this bullshit.
This is being described as an early entrance into the Darwin Awards for 2023. You know what those are?
Yeah, when you do
Stupidest
dumb things and
people.
die.
Like stupidest way to die. Yeah, dumbest way to die. Idiots. So you'd think this is a Polish, but it's a Russian man, decided it was a good idea to take on an adult, loose, wild camel in a fist fight. Now, camels, they weigh over 1,000 pounds and are about the size of one giraffe or one camel. They also can carry multiple humans much easier than horses can for transportation. We're like flies on their backs. They're very, very big and strong animals.
Yeah, the males are called bulls.
Yeah, they're huge. And in
People
Russia,
make this mistake constantly. I mean, it's so funny how many people think that animal on four hoofs just could not beat them up.
it's crazy. I mean, would you fight a horse, like a stallion? Like this is like twice the
I
size
wouldn't fight
of
a pony.
horse. No, exactly. Colin Phillips always joking about how he can take on a kangaroo, and we did a video of one guy who did take on a kangaroo. This is about 17 sizes larger than a kangaroo.
Yeah.
It's a camel. So in Russia's Omsk,
Right, it's like literally 5 times the size, right?
at least it's over 1,000 pounds. It's like 1,100 pounds, 1,200 pounds. In Russia's Omsk Oblast region, which is in southwest Siberia, which is cold as fuck, someone got too into the vodka and decided to punch a camel in the face, quote, to show his dominance.
They have Arctic camels?
Yes. And those things are tough.
Russia has no rules against what animals you can have. I mean, people have bears. They have. You can own any kind of animal you want in Russia. It seems.
Someone probably got a camel calf, a baby camel, and just brought it over, right?
That's incredible. No, they have an Arctic camel. It's like a fuzzy camel.
Well, that's what we're about to see.
This guy's got a local ass camel.
So this dude punches it right in the fucking nose, to the shock of a few bystanders who were like, whoa, he's punched that camel in the nose. But it was not nearly the shock they would receive a few seconds later, as the camel at first took the punch and then realized what had happened and decided it was going to retaliate against the drunk Russian extremely aggressively. And I'm going to play you the first few seconds of the incident. I could play you the full video, but it's just a death. I'm going to play you the first few seconds of the video first, which was caught on video, and then going to explain to you what happened after, because I don't really want to show you the death.
You'll
But
send me it later.
Maybe, I'll send it to Wes later for sure. So look into your bottom right of the screen here. It's cold, it's snowy, it's icy. Some guy walks, bam! Just decks the camel right in the face. You see that?
Yeah.
Rewind it again.
More on.
Oh, I'm going to rewind it for you. There's no sound. He walks up to the camel, and bam! Right in the face.
Ooh,
now, here's
really
the very
connected.
beginning of the camel. It's going to stop right here, and that is what happens next is the camel grabbed the dude by the arm and hurled him back and forth like when a dog takes like a stuffed animal or like a rope and just
Like a pit
swings
bull
him
and a toddler.
back and forth. A pit bull and a toddler swings this dude back and forth like the Hulk in the Avengers when he's
I mean,
like
he deserved
puny
it.
god, and he just literally ragdolls him. And then when he drops him, the guy's lifeless body. He tramples on the body. Then he picks up his lifeless body and ragdolls him some more, throws him down, and gives him one last trample for good measure, all in about 30 seconds. He killed him in about 5, but he had fun with him for a few more seconds. Finally, a white SUV drives into view and is like, leave him alone. The camel like runs off eventually, but that was it for Sergey. Sergey was dead.
Killed by camel.
Yeah, because you punched him in the face.
Yeah, that'll never happen again in this town.
Yeah.
That camel's the king of this town, though.
Well, yeah, but that will happen again, though. Someone's gonna get drunk and punch that camel again for sure.
They need to put a sign up next to the camel. Don't punch this camel.
I did not know. I'm glad that we did this story because they have a punchable face with the long neck and everything. So it's good to know that they would straight up murder you if you punch a camel.
Extremely efficient killing of this dude. He had no chance. Most people who viewed and commented the video sided with the camel because the guy walked up and punched
the camel was provoked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little harsh of punishment for a punch, but
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I mean, I guess in the camel's eye for an eye is a little different than ours,
Yeah, if you punch it in the face, it kills you.
Yeah.
Turn the page, it fucks your wife, like they said in the.
They'll fuck you up. Yeah, I mean that's good to know. Thank you, Mark. Because if I had ever gone on a camel thing, like a camel ride, I would have probably been a little bit like of a jerk to the camels, just because I think they look a little funny.
I wouldn't even taunt a camel at this point.
Yeah, no. Now I know to be very respectful and mind my manners when I'm around a camel.
You need help getting on those things. Anything you need help getting on, don't fuck with it.
That's right. That's right, Wes. And like I said, like when you have multiple humans, like a multiple hump camel, you can have 2 humans riding those things.
Yeah.
No problem.
Right.
It's a bad sign.
They look so pompous with that neck, though. It's just something about it. I get why you punched it.
I get they have a punchable face, but
yeah.
I mean, would you punch a 1,200-pound strongman in the face?
No.
He's probably just trying to enjoy a cigarette and he got punched in the mouth,
It's like
yeah.
It's like nature's bait dog.
Would look
the camel. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Don't do it. All right, are you ready for the human victory? Here's a picture close up of the camel. By the way, this is the camel after he killed the dude. He's smiling, like.
Oh, he enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The guy's
that's his dead body down there.
Yeah, that's a body on the ground.
Yeah. The camel literally just.
This is like a still image of him about to ragdoll him. He's got his arm in the mouth.
Holy shit! It's like a lion camel.
Yeah, it's huge.
These Arctic camels are impressive.
Don't mess with camels. Period. All right, human victory, and this one is related to the very specific ocean war: human mammals versus sea mammals.
Oh no!
A young dolphin skull was found by U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents in someone's luggage at the Detroit Metropolitan Airport.
Headed to China.
It was landing in Detroit. It was international luggage, so probably a Japanese or Norwegian fella, right?
Yeah, it was heading to China for sure.
Yeah,
Well, coming from Japan,
right? Somewhere in Northern
Detroit.
Europe or coastal Asia, for sure.
Quick stop in Detroit for some reason, and they had the skull in there. So the skull was turned over to U.S. Fish and Wildlife because, as Nerd Area Port Director Robert Larkin said, the possession of wildlife items, especially those of protected animals, is prohibited. We take wildlife smuggling seriously and work closely with our federal partners at the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to protect wildlife and their habitats. So there you go. U.S. Fish and Wildlife, welcome to the fucking show. You're involved now, okay? This is like when
dolphins.
Yeah.
Guy.
Oh, he loves dolphins. But this is like when COVID came over via plane as well, right? Like now U.S. Fish and Wildlife knows the whale war is on. They're in the shit now, okay? They can't make excuses that they don't know about it. There's skulls being brought into Detroit Airport.
Yeah. It's serious times. I mean, I'd like to see him try with the orca, but
you didn't see that skull in there.
Holy
They've got
shit.
that's like punching a camel in the face. Well, you got to baby steps.
Right.
Don't fuck
yeah,
with an
dolphins seem like easy targets. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, dolphins the only things that they kill, I guess, is sharks, right? But then everything else seems to kill dolphins, like bigger sharks and also humans and
dolphins
also
are
orcas.
pawns. Dolphins are pawns in the chessboard game of the whale-human war.
They're pawns. You're right.
What do you think Chinese people think that a dolphin skull will do for them? Make them smarter? because they're smart animals? You think like
Yeah, it raises your intellect. Yeah,
it's got to be a smart thing.
it raises your intellect level if you consume.
Why do you
the
assume
brain
it's
of a
Chinese? I
dolphin,
think it
for
could be
sure, right?
Japanese or Scandinavian.
Any Asian, I don't know. And I'm assuming it's an Asian.
Well,
Well,
it could
I
be
always think
Norwegian.
it's
It could be like Icelandic.
any people that eat a
Finland?
specific body part of a specific animal for a certain reason.
Medicinal. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to feel like it's like the Highlander, right? Like they think that
Makes
they're
you
going to get the
powerful.
properties of that thing.
Like
Yeah.
whale
Native
penis
Native
makes
Americans seem
gives
to
them
do that too.
hard-ons.
There can only be one, and then they just like scoop out the brains.
Take their power. They've
Look
got
at this.
vending-
Wait, hang on, Mark. Want to see something scary? That's an orca skull. That looks like
Oh,
an
yeah.
alligator.
Yeah, look at those teeth. Look at those teeth.
Nuts.
That's menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more menacing than this. Looks like a bird beak. Looks like a bird.
Dolphin looks like a bird, like
Look, they've got
like
vending
a
machines.
songbird. It's not
Right.
even like.
I don't see any teeth in that. Look at that. It's pathetic. So they got vending machines over there with whale in Japan. They got national annual holidays for whale hunts in like the Scandinavian countries. We can't bury our heads in the sand over it anymore here at the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. By the way, the owners of the luggage, whose identity has not been revealed to the public yet, did the classic, "How did that get in there? That's not mine," and said, "My bag was separated from me at the airport, so maybe someone carrying a young dolphin skull around slipped it in my bag." And nice try, Ichiro. Sure thing, Hiroshi Nagasaki.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Dr. Nagasaki.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Nagasaki. We'll look right into that.
Hey, is this your business card for healing and all natural but this
Sushi? What is this?
Mental
Dolphin
health
sushi?
supplements.
Yeah. Oh shit.
We got one. We got
Okay,
we got a
one.
dolphin and somebody that got killed by a camel.
That's pretty awesome.
You got to give it up to the dolphin hunters because they are evening the score there with bears and camels and whatnot, taking a lot of humans out.
Look, no matter how stupid and brazen this guy is, this is a bad one for humans. The camel just ragdolling the dude.
You didn't get trampled even. You just got like
No, he did eventually.
beat up.
He got ragdolled, and then that broke probably several bones in his body just going back and forth. And then he stomped on him, and then he picked up his dead body, ragdolled him
death.
again, and then he stomped on him again. Yeah.
By a camel.
People are asking for the link. Mark, you can post in the Discord later.
Yeah. I have it right here, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Get in the Discord if you want to see this Russian guy get killed by this camel. Patreon.com/artfactor.
No doubt.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, guys. I think it's been pretty clear who the biggest proponent of Black History Month on this podcast has been. Yeah. Did you see my Diana Ross shirt yesterday? Was I the only
incredible.
news anchor reporting on the missing black rappers? Yeah, I was. Perhaps it's the guilt of laughing at my uncle's racist jokes and then repeating them in certain circles of friends over the years. Perhaps it's a lot of things. But one thing is for sure, I love black people. The good ones anyway. The same as I love the good people of any race, right? Which is why the next story really, really upset me. Let's go to New York, Nyack Middle School, where the school's food vendor, Aramark, and I'm sure we've kind of heard of it. They do uniforms. They supply food. They're one of those big like Cisco corporations.
Yeah.
Here's their
Yeah,
logo.
you've seen that logo, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything racist in this logo, to be honest with you. I mean, it kind of could be turned into like a communist star, maybe, but I don't know.
It's definitely Chinese adjacent.
It's a few angles away from a swastika.
It's a few angles away from being real racist. You're right, Mark.
Yeah,
it is. It absolutely is.
It gets by now.
Right.
Maybe not after these stories, but they have a good angle guy.
Yeah, they've got one in the back that's the original, and it's very racist.
Yeah, they have a special one just for the CEOs to look at and admire.
They hand them out the pins. So far so good. You know,
Where'd you get an original one?
If there's another person figure fucking that person figure from behind. Or,
Yeah, that's a C-suite level. Once you get to the C-suite, you get the original.
Exactly. But wait until you hear about their actions. So their logo is not racist, but wait till you hear about their actions. On the first day of Black History Month, so last Wednesday, February 1st, students at Nyack Middle School were treated to what the executives over at Aramark thought would be an appropriate meal for the kids to kick off Black History Month. And here is the local news story.
Vendor in Rockland County now apologizing for what it calls an unintentionally insensitive decision on the first day of Black History Month. It offered students at Nyack Middle School a hot lunch comprising of chicken and waffles with watermelon for dessert. The dish playing into cultural stereotype. The school principal says the menu was changed without the school's knowledge. Eyewitness News reporter Crystal Cranmore with more from Nyack.
Looks better
Community
than
members are fired up after students at Nyack Middle School in Rockland County were served chicken, waffles, and watermelon for lunch on February 1st, the start of Black History Month.
I was very confused because watermelon isn't really in the season.
Honor Santiago immediately told her mom when she got home, both outraged by the message they say it sends to its African American students.
Just making like the kids like feel bad, especially like the kids that are my color.
The local NAACP also speaking out.
The chicken and waffles and watermelon is a stereotype to black folks, African Americans, because that's what they think that we like or what we eat all the time.
According to the school district, an outside vendor, Aramark, planned to serve Philly cheesesteaks as seen on this February menu posted on the school's website. An earlier version of the menu posted in January did have chicken and waffles, but banana as a dessert for February 1st.
All right, so that's part one of that clip. Let's dive into it.
What's with the fruit dessert? Is it like...
It's just a healthy option. It's just a healthy thing. They don't serve you like honey buns and shit and ice cream. They just do.
Yeah,
how's that dessert? Why don't just say a side of fruit?
No
It's not
doubt,
dessert.
Aramark fucked this up.
That's what you're hung up on.
Yes.
Yeah, no doubt, Aramark fucked this up. But Wes, you got to admit, you would have eaten this entree over the spaghetti.
Oh no, well, dude. I love the school spaghetti, but Will, there's nothing wrong with chicken waffles. I'm sure everyone was extremely, I'm sure it was delicious, but
Yeah.
I mean, like,
No, they fucked up the. I get that.
Someone at Aramark is like, someone at Aramark's like, I know exactly what they'll want.
They fucked up the delivery of this. But I will say, had they done a better job of it and cleared this and sort of worked in advance, they could have highlighted that it was more delicious than the other option that day.
Right. And they originally were going to serve him banana, and then someone was like, whoa, what are you doing? Banana? I think watermelon's a little more appropriate.
Yeah,
and they thought that was a great change.
Yeah, that's where it takes a turn. It's like, what are you trying to do here?
Look, they should have uncoupled watermelon and chicken and waffles and maybe not had either on February 1st. So
it was a dumb move.
February 5th, maybe.
Listen, put it in the rotation,
Although
but do
I'm
it in
definitely
July.
taking that over the school spaghetti for sure.
Oh, I love the school spaghetti. I was a fucking school spaghetti fiend.
Dude, chicken and waffles is the fucking best. I mean, it is a delicious dish. I mean, like
it's the combination of that and watermelon. The watermelon doesn't go with chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
Watermelon
I get it. Yeah, it's like the overkill. It's like somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah, somebody. It's like the 9/11.
You can have an entree and then a side. I'm calling it side, not dessert of watermelon.
Right.
But it can't be chicken and waffles. And
It's
then you
when
can
the
have
New
chicken.
York-
Like, you have to decouple those two.
It's like when the New York bar did the 9/11 themed menu, and they were like, oh, wait a second.
Stupid. It's just
not
fucking
supposed to be like this.
stupid.
Is
It's
it?
fucking stupid, and they knew exactly what they were doing, and that's why it's fucked up, because they knew exactly what they were doing. So let's watch the second half of the video to see how the district and Aramark reacted to this outrage, okay?
They're like, they didn't like it?
Yeah. What? I thought they'd love it.
Blame a change in Aramark leadership for the mix-up. The middle school sent a letter to parents saying in part, we're extremely disappointed by this regrettable situation and apologize to the entire Nyack community for the cultural insensitivity displayed by our food service provider.
We have met with Aramark. One of the things that I'm personally encouraged about is that they have expressed an interest in working and participating in the equity training work that we do in the Nyack schools.
Aramark released a statement saying in part, we apologize for the unintentional insensitivity shown on February 1st, the first day of Black History Month. While our menu was not intended as a cultural meal, we acknowledge that the timing was inappropriate and our team should have been more thoughtful in its service. We're told Aramark posts the menus directly on the district's website. District officials telling me they don't typically scrutinize the menus, but going forward, they will.
Yeah, you're damn right they will.
Yeah, so whoever is that the person that got fired, Wes, the one that changed it to watermelon last second?
Listen, whoever put that particular dish on the menu for February 1st is clearly the one who got fired. But listen, this is not the first time that Aramark has gone down this path. That's what's so fucked up about it. It may, okay, once you fire the idiot who did this, and it's a big mistake, right? Some asshole was like, "Oh, this will be great," but this is, again, not the first time they've done it. According to this article that Mark or whoever put in the notes that I read, they've done this many times in the past.
Yeah, they have.
In 2011, they served chicken and waffles on Martin Luther King Day at a university in California, Irvine.
It's a theme.
MLK Day.
That one seems wrong.
That one's
really wrong.
very wrong. Yeah.
Way more wrong than February 1st to me.
Yeah. And then...
they're all on purpose, Will.
They're all... every single one of them's on purpose.
Yeah.
And then 2018, students at New York University demanded the school cut its ties with Aramark after its Black History Month menu included barbecue ribs, cornbread, collard greens, Kool-Aid, and watermelon-flavored water, which, again, sounds amazing, but bad timing. Yeah.
Grape soda. This is like serving...
I mean, again, I would definitely eat that.
But you could just put it in. There's so many other school days in the year. You don't have to do it on Martin Luther King Day.
Right. It's when marketing. It's some marketer gets like overzealous.
This is like serving the kids whiskey and potatoes on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
just a potato,
just a potato and a beer,
just a plain potato.
Just give them a potato,
on
St. Patrick's Day.
A potato that's uncooked
Guinness,
because your family's too drunk to cook it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Here's a cold spud.
It's stupid. Yeah. It's stupid. They knew what they were doing. That's why it's fucked up. It's not that the food isn't delicious.
Someone did it maliciously, clearly.
Of course. Yeah. And it was met with raucous laughter every time by two idiots or whoever was behind it. Apparently, 2 employees had planned the menu independently without consulting the school advisory or cultural groups. But I mean, do you really need, are you that stupid that in 2023 you think this is not a good idea? I mean, a good idea? I mean, what the fuck? You're an idiot. So,
I mean, I think a lot of people probably just love that dish, and they aren't. It's marketers go over the top. Like, marketers are just dumbasses. Like it's like it's the same thing as like the 9/11
every time
menu.
it happens, though. Every time it happens.
Yeah, but people just like they get too into it. They're like, oh, what can we do for this day? I'm gonna sell shit.
The way their brain works.
This is gonna excite people, and so like they just like go over the top, and they're fucking morons. They don't think. They don't think about sensitivity at all. They just like go for it. It's how you end up with insensitive menus constantly.
I think they did it on purpose.
This is like a news story that we see so many of these.
Right,
like
and that's the point.
Aramark's done it a ton of times.
They've done it before, and they're not learning from their mistakes.
Before, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're either doing it on purpose or they're hiring the biggest morons in the history.
You think they're rehiring these guys secretly?
It's just all marketers are like this. No, it's not that. It's just that like marketers are generally stupid, right? And they don't understand. They just want to get people excited. They don't care about anything else.
It seems to me there's something below the surface.
They flip.
You think that they're just like doing it to taunt people?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the German day is probably sauerkraut and all kinds of weird German shit that nobody and so like they probably just like go over the top.
A little bit different.
First of all, what day is German Day?
The history is a little bit different. The connotation's a little bit different. The stereotype's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
I agree that it's fucked up. I don't know what you guys.
I'm not. Look, it's not us versus you. What I'm saying is there aren't a lot of companies doing this particular thing that Aramark's done 4 or 5 times on Martin Luther King Day, and Aramark has an issue with this particular group of people being African Americans.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah.
And they met with backlash every time. Just a little Black history, why this is so fucked up. In 1915, according to the article, the silent film Birth of a Nation, fried chicken was used as part of the film's derogatory depictions of black people. Actors wearing blackface seen eating fried chicken and tossing bones around the buildings of Congress. And we've all seen the caricatures, the racist caricatures of black people from the South, eating these specific foods. It's clearly racist, clearly a dumb idea.
In the Deep South, where they do have all of the best fried chicken spots for sure.
Right.
So it's like it is a racist trope and also a delicious food.
You do this once, it's a marketing mistake. You do it 6 times in the past 10 years, there's something going on at Aramark.
Listen, one time it makes national news.
One time maybe it's a mistake for sure. Absolutely, okay? But you got caught every time. Why do you keep doing it? Like what are they doing over there?
What are they doing? They're racist.
They're fucking up. Their marketers are fucking up.
They have another logo with sharper angles.
Yeah.
Finally, we're gonna get somebody that doesn't propose.
Can we do a tail clap
this dish
after this wheel?
Yes.
Before we end the broadcast, I need a tail clap.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Everyone's on tomorrow, correct? Boom.
Yes.
Here we go.
Triple.
Wes, did you weight the wheel over there?
Yeah, he is.
Weight the wheel over there?
Did I weight it?
Wes knows
Weight
how
the
hard to
wheel
click
again?
it.
Did you weight the wheel again, Wes?
Hey, I gave it to myself 2 times in a row recently.
My goodness.
Wow.
All right. Well,
do a
I'll
clap.
have your cup of coffee for the 3rd time in a row tomorrow. Let's do a little clap. This is how the sausage is made.
When you show up late, you need to do a clap at the end. 3,
All right.
2, 1. There you go.
All right, thank you. That'll do it for today's Hard Factor. We love you. Be kind to your neighbor, and have a great fucking day.